Well, hopefully this will fix all the problems. It's crazy. Everything looked like it was okay on my end, but I also had my phone set up at the time to be able to check the quality of the stream while it was running. It was on two different systems. So when I saw it didn't, when I looked at the screen, it looked like I was frozen and stuttering. So I went back and I opened up a tab on YouTube for the other stream and got the same deal. So I'm hoping that by switching over here and hopping on StreamYard instead of directly going to the YouTube system, will take care of that issue because it's a slightly different connection, just in the way the back end of things work. So hopefully that will resolve the issue. Let's see. I see that we have Women's Station channel here and that we have Busy Lady here. So hello to both of you. You know, the other advantage to using StreamYard is that I can put your comments up on the screen so different people can see it. So that's what's going on. It was a problem with the connections and so forth. And I'm going to go in. Let me post in the group and say, hey, we are live. If I can reach the computer to do it. So, oh my stars. Just when I think I have all the tech issues worked out, something else comes up. So, all right. So, and the most frustrating thing about this is that I tried all of this right before going live. Everything checked out fine. And then I actually go live and then boom, here I am. So, for those of you who do YouTube, when you check something on a private setting, then it may or may not exactly work the same as just your live public settings, which is what happened to me. So, how did you guess, Busy Lady? How did you guess? I was here, then I was out, now I'm back out. But, you know, traveling, what can I say? It's fall in the mountains, so, you know, we're out enjoying that and having the good weather. So, but don't worry, I will be back home later this week. The next video will actually be done at home instead of out here in my trailer. How about that? So I know I'll have a steady, very steady access. So yeah. So Saturday night we won't have to go through this. Women's Station's channel said she had it say private for a moment. That was actually a separate stream that actually never hit public at all. I did that to test out the connection. So thinking I wasn't going to have this problem. But the other thing that StreamYard will let me do that I've recently kind of rediscovered is it will let me kind of dumb down this screen to a little bit lower resolution so it doesn't take as much of the bandwidth. So that also affects the connectability, but also the photo, the photo and everything. So it may be a little bit grainier, and there's not a lot I can do about that because I want to stay connected and talk to you all. Thank you. Well, I'm out again. Something I thought I would talk about on this stream is this Phillips GoZero Hydration Bottle. It should filter the bad taste out of the water because I will tell you, I've been to some places where the water was terrible. It was good to drink, no problem there. I mean, as far as being safe, it was safe and everything. It just didn't have a good flavor. So I had a bottle like this a few years ago, and I used it when I went to Florida. And oh my gosh, the difference it made was huge because we were at Walt Disney World. And for those of you who haven't been to Florida, sometimes the water fountains taste a little bit metallic like. There's that kind of just a strange kind of metallic flavor. So the water bottle that I had then had the filter in it, and it could really cut through that bad flavor. It was a generic water bottle though. And when I went to look at Walmart for water bottles with filters, I didn't see one. So I got on Amazon, and I want to clarify that when I buy something off of Amazon, I'm buying it off of Amazon. It's not a sponsored thing. This is my money going into my products products that I want to try at full price. It's not sponsored in any way. So if I like something, I like it because I like it, not because somebody's paying me to like it, you know? So on this Phillips water bottle, this is the GoZero Hydration Bottle. There is a filter inside. It screws into the top of the water bottle and filters out the impurities. So I am going to have to buy filters periodically, but it should be worth it. I noticed a huge difference when we were in Florida with my other water bottle. Like I said, that one was a generic. This is a brand, so you always expect more from brands. So I'm going to unpack it. We're going to do the unboxing on this, and then after I unbox this Phillips GoZero Hydration Bottle, I'm going to test it. The trailer does not have the best water in it right now. So this is going to be a really good test, I feel like, on whether or not this works. It's going to be an instant test, but I think a good one because of that. Something that you get into when you're in New Mexico, which is where we filled the tanks, is, okay, so how's the picture? Is it going blurry at sometimes? I may have to redo part of this just as a video if I need to. So you guys let me know that, okay? Anyway, New Mexico, which is where we fill the tanks, does not have the best water quality, at least in the part of New Mexico where I am, because there's a lot of minerals in the water in New Mexico that affects the taste. It's perfectly fine as far as safety, but it is not great as far as taste. So the water that I have in my trailer tanks right now is water from New Mexico. So I'm going to try it with that a little. It's not bad enough to leave. Okay. Do you think that doing a higher quality video later on this would be helpful? Can you all see that much? Oh my gosh. Busy Lady says she has well water. Okay. Yeah. I've been on well water too. I won't do my song and dance about well water. It can be wonderful, but it can be flavorful. And I think that a water bottle like this would help. It's just like your water bottle that you have. It's just like your water filtration from your tap at home, except it's in the water bottle. Okay, great. Thank you, Busy. Okay, great. Thank you, Women's Station Channel. So let me just open this up and kind of move on with it here. I'm really excited. Let's see. First thing I notice is a coupon. Save 30%. There you go. It says, buy your first replacement filter now and save 30%. And then it's got the within 15 days of delivery. I might be out of it. We'll see. But it's nice that you've got a coupon there that you can use to save money. We all need to save money. And let's see. Okay, it's got an information packet in with it. And it says Phillips GoZero Hydration Bottle. Go pure, go hydrated, go fit. I got a lot of use out of my other water bottle too, just kind of running around town. It is so much cheaper to get your own water bottle and fill it up, as you all know, instead of just buying bottled water all the time, and it's better for the environment. I got kind of frustrated. I'll be honest with you. I got a video coming up this coming week on free and cheap things to do in Socorro, New Mexico. And I went to a nationally known fast food restaurant, picked up a hot dog and a bottle of or cup of their water, just a big cup of ice water. They charged me $1.50 for that. Okay, which I'm not arguing them. I was using their cup and all that. You know, they had to do the straw and the ice in the cup. But $1.50 for water, I thought that was a little ridiculous. So the next day, I went out and I said, you know what? I'm going to go get a bag of ice and I am taking my own water because I was in the van. So I have water in the van anyway. I did that and I saved a ton of money because it was super hot. The feels like temperature was like 104 degrees. And I'm out there and I just went ahead and spent a whopping $1.99. So $2 and change once we got tax on it, and could fill my water bottle and have ice and water as much as I wanted to on that super hot day. And I bet you I wound up really going through the water that day because it was so hot and I was having to like really push fluids and stay hydrated. So I will bet you I probably saved almost $5 just by doing that. And had I had this bottle with me, the water would have tasted much better. So, with that being said, I'm really glad I have it. So, water bottle, coupon, information booklet. Let me turn it right side up. Information booklet. Busy says she loves the savings. Yeah. I mean, nobody's got that kind of money to just throw around. And let's see, Tanya Lambert's in. She says, hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. So hello, Tanya. And we have Peter Parker, a.k.a. Spider-Man the Hero in. Hi, Peter. I got new videos. One of them is me singing. Got to check that out. Got to. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the water bottle out. Let me make sure. There's something else in it. I'm glad I dumped it upside down. Okay, and this says, thank you for purchasing a Phillips GoZero water bottle. Please consider leaving a review on Amazon. For any concerns or suggestions, get in touch with the customer care team. Support at gozerowater.com, and it's got a toll-free number. And it says, featuring our products on your social media channel, don't forget to tag us. So just a reminder to do that. So I guess it's kind of the equivalent of our like and subscribe thing. How much was it? Okay, so I got it on Amazon, and it's available over in my Amazon store. Just like go to my Amazon store, the links below, and go to the campground section. I paid $15 for this bottle. It was like $14.99. And so I went to check it right before this video, and it's on sale now for 13% off. So it's like $12.99 now. So yeah, I think they're probably still doing some Amazon product promos, like after the Amazon Prime access days were over. And yes, Tanya, I did. I messaged you back about that, but I may not have hit the right account. So check it, and if I didn't hit the right account, message me from the account I should have checked it on, okay? So yeah, I did. And what she's talking about is Tanya sent a box for the grandbaby, who is doing much better but still having problems. And yeah, so I'm so excited to open it up. Yes, it is a filter water bottle. It is. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. Okay. So, okay, this is going to work exactly like my old one did, it looks like. So, bottle at the top. There you go, the little drinking spout. Okay, so you can raise and lower the drinking spout. There you go. And the filter probably is going to open from the bottom. Yep, the filter compartment opens from the bottom. Give me just a second to figure this one out. Because, you know, that's the good and bad about doing live streams. Okay, it says snap, so I've got to figure out how to get my finger under there. Watch me break this on this live stream. That would not be good. This is where I get out the instruction book. Yay! There's a reason they provided instruction. Okay. Preparing and installing the filter. Okay, clean the bottle except for the filter cartridge with mild detergent by hand or in the dishwasher. I have not done that. Preparing and installing the filter. Take the filter out of the packaging. Checking the sealing ring is in place. Rinse it under the tap for 10 seconds. Have not done that either. Put the bottle with the tap water. Okay. Changing the filter cartridge. Okay, now this is good. It says that it can do up to 200 liters of tap water. And to ensure optimal hydration and hygiene, it is recommended to replace the filter every 4 weeks. Okay, that's what I had to do on the other water bottle. So just boom, at the first of the month, just like any other bill, I just went ahead and changed the filter. It's just easier for me to do, remember. So, and this is in multiple languages. And it says to open this, snap it off. So, okay. There. So I got that little cap off. Okay, so the other one that I used to have actually just kind of slipped on and off. This end piece is not coming off. Okay. So I guess it doesn't do that. I see why it doesn't do that. Okay. So this little white piece here, this little end cap, comes off and on. Instead of the filter fitting inside this part, which is what my old one used to do, it looks like this is going to fit just right on top of this little hole. So let's see if this works. Nope, it's going to have to come off, I think. It is going to fit down in there. So let me see what I can do now. I may not have enough hand strength. I don't think I do. I think that's what the problem is. So, okay, you all, let me tell you, if you have had a stroke and you don't have as much hand strength, this may not be the item for you. Just saying. And it could be that after it's loosened up for a few times, that it'll be okay. Yeah, let me see if I can run a table knife under the edge of this. Let me grab one here. That may do it. Hang on just a second. I hope that bumping was fireworks and not somebody taking down a deer. Just because it's kind of close to where I am, it sounded like. Okay. Aha! That did it. So I put a little, I'm sorry. Stellar Piper, we're unboxing a water bottle. And Valerie Reese is in. So hi, Valerie. Hi, Stellar Piper. Is it? I was hoping it would not be doing that. My right side doesn't work as well, so it might not work for me. I had problems opening my coconut oil for my almond flour cupcakes. Yeah. Okay, well, it did go ahead and finally pop off. I did run just a little knife right under the edge there to kind of help it along. So hopefully it'll be okay. We're going to try it. So, all right. So there's that. And the directions are kind of not very good on this thing. I'll just tell you. It tells me like what the parts are, but it doesn't really tell me about how to use them. So anyway, so this comes off, this comes off, this was in plastic. I put this in. Okay, this is going to screw in. Yep. This goes on just like that. And that does fit on pretty tightly. Woo! Heard that. And then it all screws in here. That bottle, it probably did, honestly. I think everything does these days. Let me see. It doesn't say where I can find it super quick. So let me just go ahead and run this under the faucet. We're right here. The faucet's right there. And see how this does. So I'm going to turn this around. Whoops, I got to turn on the pump. That was brilliant. Give it a second. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And since I just unboxed this, I'm going to go ahead and rinse this off, wash it out real quick. Okay, that heated up really fast. So this is super hot water. I'm just rinsing it off in it. Okay. And I'm hitting this again. So I don't think I have a clear glass, but I'm going to see about my measuring cup here. if you can tell, but this water is just a little cloudy. Can y'all see that? That's just a little cloudy there with the water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the water into this filtered bottle. Okay. And I'm going to taste test this straight out of this. It still feels or tastes a little bitter. So I will go ahead and tell you, though, we have a filter on the trailer that filters the water already. So this is going to put it through like a second filtration, and it was city water. So, you know, municipal source here, but it's still a little cloudy. So I am going to pour this into my water bottle. Dry it out. Okay, lift this up. So I'm going to squirt just a little bit of this out of here just to get out anything that might be still caught in the filter from production. Okay, now let's see. Oh, it kind of squeaks. So you are going to have to squeeze it pretty good. Okay, so I don't know about you all, but that looks a little clearer to me. Whoops. If you guys can see this. Does it look a little clearer to you all? I think it looks better to me. It looks blurry. I'm sorry. I may have to like redo this as a video. Hey, Lynn! Over 50 and Fantabulous is here. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Okay. So I'm going to taste it. Actually, let me go ahead. Okay, it's still hard to see. Okay, let me try holding it up here. Hopefully that's better. Hopefully that's better. You see the writing on the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to taste it from the glass like I did a minute ago, and then I'll taste it from the bottle. That's definitely better. Most definitely it's better. So now I'm going to come back over here and sit down. So, all right. Yay! Okay, Women's Station Channel says it does look clearer. She says she's trying to figure out. Okay, so Women's Station Channel says it does look clearer. She's trying to figure out how to set up the tiny house. I'll get it next year without much electrical fuss. That's cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yes, I'm with Tanya. How exciting, a tiny house. Absolutely. And there we go. There's over 50. We want a video tour, women. We'll have to figure out something. Absolutely have to figure something out. So, all right, I'm going to taste this from the bottle now and just see how it does. Hopefully, it won't taste plasticky, you know, like new bottles do. Forgot to open it. I just closed it again and That's just me, right? It does not taste plasticky like a new bottle does. So good. I am so glad. So Peter says 2 months to Christmas. Put this on your Christmas list. To you or somebody you love, because I can already tell you this filter is helpful. You saw it on the water going from a little bit cloudy to much clearer. So there you go. I'm going to be so glad to have this. Stellar Piper, you were kind of young when we had these before. Do you remember? You remember going through Orlando with Walt Disney World, carrying our bottles of water with the little filters in them? I hope so. You might not. Okay, and Women Station Channel says, I'll definitely be doing videos, Tanya. If I get this house, I'm applying in March. I hope you get it. Did you like it, Busy? Did you like yours? I will definitely check that then. Peter Parker says, got the Halloween video up. Scary and funny. Enjoy. Okay. I can just imagine your scariness, so we'll see. I don't do horror. That's Granny Monster. You should tag her in it. Oh, hopefully not. But it's he's got to accept you, all of you, for who you are. Okay? Just saying. So Women's Station Channel is saying possibly her new boyfriend, fiance, can drive us around in it sometime if I don't lose him with her mouth. You just got, he's just got to accept you for who you are, because you are the only you that there is. Love the Christmas countdown. Yeah. Valerie says we're getting filtered bottles to take to India with us in March. Good idea. Now, if you're not sure about water quality, I'm pretty sure that I saw some filters that would filter out germs and stuff. I didn't get that one. This one just filters out tap water. So you might want to look into that if you're not sure about the water. Yeah. And let's see. Okay, Busy Lady said she did, but she got lazy and didn't buy a new filter for it. So it stayed in my car a while, then got tossed. Yeah, I can imagine what that would be if you didn't get a new filter for it. That would have to be a little rough. So, yeah. See, I usually just lose my things, so I don't have to worry too much about not getting a new filter. I'd have to worry about keeping it long enough to buy new filters. So I'm hoping I can keep up with it. Uh-oh. You do have, see, look, Busy's backing me up. You got to be yourself. Absolutely. It's okay. You are the way you are. And that's just the way it is. I mean, yeah, we might have to do a little changing in a relationship, but at the end of the day, they've got to expect, they've got to expect you to be you. There you go, Busy. Woo, 15 years. There we go. Yeah, you guys can compare notes over in the group. You can PM each other. 16 days. Yay. We're getting a pumpkin tomorrow, so that'll be good. It's close. Can you send me a postcard from India? Woo, that would be cool. Oh no, Busy. Congratulations on the birthday. I too am sorry that you're sick. Maybe you'll feel better by tomorrow. Oh, Archer just tore up his dog toy. No. Yeah. I'm making sure to keep any kind of fluffy, any kind of soft toy away from Pipsy. He cannot have them. No, no, no. He's away in the military and sleeping after. You can work that out. And Valerie says, send me an email, Stellar Piper, if I can figure it out. Hey, how about if she buys the postcard in India and sends it to you from back in the States here when she returns? Aha, there you go, Peter. I can't find the channel on my new Facebook profile. You mean the group or your YouTube channel? Because I can go ahead and type the group in here. Yes, someone said postcard. That was directed to Valerie. Yeah, you got to be you. Because, I mean, like if we change ourselves to be, to try to fit a mold that someone else wants us to fit, eventually what's going to happen is we're not going to conform to that mold anymore. So it's going to cause some friction. Now, I'm not saying don't work on something that you have to work on. Work on it, but keep the core of you who you are. Unless you have some big need to completely change, and that's what therapists are for. But you'll know. You're welcome. Just feel better. Stellar says, Valerie, if you don't want to pay international postage, just drop it in a mail when you get back. There we go. No, rude. Okay. Oh, husband's thinking we're talking too much. Oh, wow. Yes, I think I dropped it down below. Yeah, I did. Sinuses. Yeah, just be careful. If y'all come down with a sinus thing, do check to make sure it is indeed sinus. Because, like, I got COVID back in June, and I thought it was just sinus. And that was the second time that I caught it. I did feel kind of miserable for it to be sinuses and allergies. But, y'all, it started the day we got the dog full time. And it eased up when I took antihistamines. I never, ever considered that it wasn't the antihistamines that were making it better. It was just the time in passing. So I totally blamed it on antihistamines. I mean, totally blamed it on sinus infection stuff, allergies and whatnot. Oh, I hate talking too much. No, I started with my list of what I'm looking for. Yikes, right. There you go. Can you please PM me that link on my messenger? It doesn't want to transfer me tonight. I'm having phone difficulties. Which messenger? I got a message, but I don't know for sure that it's you. So if you think you could message me, just, I don't know, say the word like Penelope or something in it that we talked about tonight. So I'll know that that is the right account to message you on. Yeah, just throw the word Penelope in there. That's odd enough, it will stick in my brain. Busy says she's to the point where she doesn't talk to him as much, and it's fine with her. I have friends who will listen to my ramblings. There you go. I'd love a postcard, Val. Right? Women are great. Yep. I see Val buying a book of postcards about that thick when she goes to India and putting them all in the U.S. mail when she gets back. Yes, I can taste normally. And that's something too, like back in June. Like if I had lost my taste, then that probably would have clued me in. And I did lose it just for a couple of days when I was like super congested. But I did that when I had the really bad COVID event back in December. But you always lose your taste when you're super congested. So let's see. Okay, she needs your address again. Make a list of everyone who wants one from my email. I'm knitting right now. There you go. Yeah, and Valerie's got a big craft show coming up that she's going to be making things for. And those funds are going to help raise money for the Black Friday charity event that happens every year for the past several years. So tune into her channel, tune into my channel, tune into the list of channels that she creates that are going to be participating and help us that day. When you come to the channel, you're helping us raise funds. When you share the channel, you're helping us raise funds. If you donate, of course, you're helping us raise funds. But even just being here on the channel raises that watch time. It raises that revenue. Not that we're going to like make a killing on revenue only, but it still helps. So there you go. Hey, thank you. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. Let's go, Marco. Hey, welcome, welcome. Do subscribe and hang around. And we have a Facebook group too. I posted that link. I'm going to post it again. Ooh, I'm sorry. My big thing is I just have the brain fog. Good morning, she says from the Philippines. Good morning. It's nighttime here. It's 8 o'clock at night. 7:57, so 3 till. What time is it in the Philippines? I used your postcard you sent me, Gayle, to enter the free drawing for the tiny house. That is so awesome. I hope it's a blessed card and you get that tiny house. When do you find out? So she did that, okay. I'm going through a home loan as well for the tiny house, but I figure why not try for the free giveaway? Absolutely. I haven't opened the box yet, but I will. Hubs didn't lose his until a couple of days after he tested positive. Gotcha. That would be good. Tony says over a year and smell is still messed up, makes eating difficult. I can imagine. Get T-Mobile home internet, Gayle. I may have to do something. I've been on Wi-Fi straight talk Verizon, but different phones get coverages, or different networks get coverages in different areas. Oh, 7:57 a.m. in the Philippines. So 12 hours different than what it is here in the East. Me too, Gayle, January 31. Hopefully you'll get it. It's $50 a month. I may have to check into it because also I noticed that like from the moment I get into like the western part of Oklahoma throughout most of Texas, definitely like past Amarillo and I'm going to say a couple of hours outside of Amarillo going west, I cannot use my phone except to text because the signal is so poor. And so I saw a sign up there about T-Mobile. So I wondered if the access out west is better with T-Mobile, at least in that area. Just going by what you see advertised on the signs, because they're not going to spend money advertising in an area where they don't have service. But like up in like the Pacific Northwest, AT&T worked better for me than Verizon. So, and then going on up like the rest of the country, it's like Verizon's got it locked down. So it works good. Okay, I may have to check that. Especially like for traveling, I may have to get like a second phone evening there. Yeah. Nice. Busy, you take care. I hope you get to feeling better quickly. You like Spectrum? Okay. Sweet dreams, Busy. Now, Pachinko, I'm going to post the link for the group, Facebook group. So you should come join us over there too. We really like supporting each other. We do a super good job at that. What do you all think? I think that's one of our strengths. So, and we should all send Busy get well notes later. So, that's awful to be sick and awful to be sick for your birthday. Not the present anyone wants, right? Just no, not the present we want. But yeah, my big thing is, as far as post-COVID, is still I get the brain fog, and like some days, it's like I feel my brain slowing down. Not that it works, you know, it's not going to go 0 to 60 in seconds. You know, it gets a little slow sometimes, but like sometimes it's like I cannot think a straight line at all. And then some days I'm fine. Yeah, I've got this video coming out, things to do, cheap and free things to do in Socorro, New Mexico. And there was one point in the video that I just kind of like, I don't know what was wrong. I just kind of shut down. And I think it was partially the heat, but I kind of wonder if that didn't help trigger the brain fog, because it was like a couple of hours and I just could not think a straight line. And I had made notes, fortunately, on what I wanted to cover on that video, which really helped. So, oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, I need you all's input too. I used to do the $40 day trips and people seem to like it, but I got a comment. I don't know, I guess about, well, I was traveling, so it could be in, okay. Anyway, I got a comment and somebody suggested that I do a series of free and cheap things to do in like any city instead of calling it a $40 day trip. This person's rationale is that, and it's Alyssa, she's commented some before, but she said that not everybody's going to go to the same towns, but if I could do a series of videos on the type of free and cheap things that there are, that she could get ideas from that on like what to look for. Do you all think when I did the $40 day trips, I showed, you know, like how much the gas was and how much I spent on food and so forth. Do you all think it would be helpful for me to do that just from a free and cheap perspective and leaving out what I spend on gas? Because that she does have a point in that it's all going to originate from here in Virginia. So I kind of wondered, what do you all think? Is it helpful to see me go to the gas station and see what I'm putting in for gas? I could still show the totals, like of what I spent in food and whatnot, and where I got it. Like, for example, the ice that I was talking about that I bought for the video, and I got a burrito and it was like $5.50 for this monster burrito. What do you all think? What would help you the most when you look at trip planning for what you want to do? I guess that's basically what I'm asking. So what do you all think? Give me your input. And let's see. My daughter turned 40 today. I took her shopping and out to lunch. Yay! I'm going to send her a Facebook message. Happy birthday to her. So, yay! I'm not going to sing. I got my guitar in the house there. And so it is not close. I think so. Sounds good. I can do that. Scrolling through here. Yes, happy birthday to her daughter. Tanya says we're praying if it's God's will, we get the house and can do a quick sale. I hope so. How do you make your P and H letters big? S. Not sure what you mean. MX? There's a place in Eastern Tennessee. I will send you the name of the place. Cool. Do that. Because that'll also tell me like what link or what Facebook account to use for you. Do a mix like when you go to New Mexico, talk about free and cheap things, but also like the $40 day trips from not a lot of money doesn't mean a lot of fun perspective. Okay. What I did was I wound up when I did the Socorro video, I wound up going to some really cool free and cheap places. And I wound up, other than gas, only spending money on the bag of ice and that burrito. But then I got frustrated. It was the reason that I bought the ice. So Stellar's doing a mix. Okay. I think gas knowledge is good. I love to see everything you spend, where you eat. That was a big one for me when camping, where you stay. Got it. Mill Springs Battlefield property. Okay. You like both ideas. Okay. All right. So I may wind up doing some of each then. You know. Anything that I do, though, you can bet it's going to be cheap. Because nobody's got a bunch of money to spend. So, actually, Tanya, I think I did. Are you talking about the Mill Springs property in Kentucky? Let's see. Trying to think. What was the name of that town? Had this wonderful apple orchard down the street. Great fried apple pies. Harvest Host site. Oh, I hate it how my brain can bring up all that information, but I can't think of the name of the town. It'll come to me eventually. Nancy, Kentucky. Is that where you're looking at? Because it's right there at Nancy, Kentucky has the Mill Springs Battlefield National Monument, and just right down the street from it is this wonderful apple orchard and apple store, and it's like everything apple. And you go in, and they've probably got 15 different varieties of apples. I did a video on it. It was cool. And it's a Harvest Host site, so you can stay there for free if you're a Harvest Host member. Although free is a little loose when you start talking about Harvest Host, because you don't pay anything officially to spend the night there, but they do want you to go ahead and spend $20 at each location as a thank you. So I usually hit the gift shop, which is not always a good idea for me. So I tend to spend more than $20 at the gift shop. But I try to also look at it from the perspective of Christmas, which helps. Because you got to buy Christmas presents anyway. Yeah. Although, I don't know if I'm going to be buying Christmas presents for the adults in my family now that I have a new grandbaby. Fair warning, Stellar Piper. Be in the new house by Thanksgiving. That is so cool. I hope you get it. That's a lot to pack up, too. My gracious. Good luck with all that packing. Tanya says maybe a general video on how do you plan a day trip? How do you figure out what your budget's going to be? How do you figure out everything from gas to what you do if you're on a budget with or without kids? And okay, without pets and stuff. Okay. I sent you some pictures of Mill Springs. Okay. Cool. How do you travel with a disability and how does it change how you travel? I'd love to see a video like that. In fact, I'd love to do a live stream with you about traveling with a mobility disorder. That would be great. Absolutely, because, you know, we all have different variations when we start talking about mobility disorders. I stumble, I fall, I lean with my service dog, need him to help me for steps, so balance, counterbalance, brace, things like that. But I'm not in a wheelchair right now like I was like when I had COVID and stuff. So there's it's like a continuum. You don't think about that, but that's basically what it is. So to get your perspective would really be valuable. Yeah. I definitely do videos, but we have to wait until there's a bidding war at the moment. Eastern Tennessee, I'll send you pictures of the place. Okay. In that case, I will look around at it some more. But there is a huge Mill Springs battlefield. It's a national monument, and it's in Nancy, Kentucky. It's really pretty. It's really peaceful. The visitor center is really nice. So, yeah. So do send those photos. I'll take a peek at it. So, and it's also big from like an archaeology perspective. Okay, back in the Civil War, General Zollicoffer stationed his army there. But some of the information there goes back a little bit earlier than that, just because of the archaeology and so forth that's got there. So, yeah. I'd love to see those photos. And if there's one in East Tennessee, I got to track it down. I used to always stay by the bathroom with my handicap card. Yes. Also, that's something too about the National Parks Access Pass. They will help with things, and it's been really helpful for like camping. You get a 50% discount most places when it comes to camping. But what people don't know is like if you have a CPAP at night and you have to have a battery charged for your CPAP, then you can go into the visitor center and office there at the campground. We never had them say no to charging that up for us. We're just like, hey, I've got the access pass and I have this CPAP. Will you charge it? You do have to make sure, of course, that you get there before closing. Just saying that. But we never had anybody turn us down, which was it was nice. Also, I'll tell you one other little hint about some places with the access pass. When you get the disability spots, there are some national parks that actually have electricity going to the handicap spots, but they don't always tell you. They limit you severely on the amount of electricity. So it's basically you have enough to run a CPAP or like a nebulizer, an asthma machine for breathing. Not enough to like run electricity or anything like that. But, and definitely not enough for an air conditioner or a refrigerator. But it's there, and that's something that they don't often make known. So hopefully that'll help. No, this is different. I will. Okay, bye, Stellar. See you in a bit. Sis, I'm going to do something. See you next time. Nice to be here. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate that. And thanks for being part of the group, too. It's been good talking to you. And Lynn, I hope you're still here because I have adored seeing you also. Nope, never been there. A cousin of my stepdad gets me paint from his pictures. Gotcha. I want one of those hats from the train place you got. I wonder if they're on. I'll look and see if they have an online store or anything. But it was like Simply Southern. It was at the Chattanooga Choo Choo. The steampunk hat, so cute. I'm glad you like that. Oh, yeah, waiting is hard. But congratulations on having the packing done. I didn't have anything electrical, so I didn't see that. Yeah, it's actually pretty nice that they do it because like none of the other campgrounds, and they don't do it at every campground, but like none of the other campground spaces will have it. So if you need any electricity, call the office where you're going to be. Don't just rely on recreation.gov and tell them what's going on and see if you can reserve through them and get that exact spot, or if you have to go through recreation.gov. So it's the actual mill, and as my cousin said, it's in Tennessee. I'll look that up then. I'll check them out. Thanks, Peter. You have a good night too. Oh, now the hard part's not quite over because we still got to see if we get it. No, we've got a second house. I hope you get it. That's not selfish. It's not selfish at all. You have a right to what you want. Tanya wants to be on the postcard list for India. I got to that out of the bank in front of God, and everybody. Archer had to actually get on his back seat and push the woman away. Whoops. And y'all, for those of you who don't know, she's got a service dog also, and his is Archer. His name is Archer, sorry. Sometimes I hate being disabled. It seems like I've got a sign on my back. I hear you. And I feel that way too about myself. And, that's honestly, that's one of the things about service dogs is that if you have a service dog, you're automatically announcing to the whole world. But if you have a leg brace, a walker, a wheelchair, if you're blind and use a white cane, anything like that, then that's just further advertisement that you have a disability. So I do think in a lot of ways it does put a sign on our backs. And also, I think there's some issues with the societal perception of disability. If you have a hidden disability and you have, for example, a service dog, I think people look at you kind of askance and like, why do you have a disability? Why do you have a service dog when you don't look like you have a disability? And certainly, hidden disabilities certainly are just as disabling as the more recognized outward signs of having a physical disability. Because I can't always see someone having a seizure because their brain just may be turning off and they may be having, several seizures an hour or several seizures a day. And our public, doesn't always get that. So, yeah, I hear you. It's frustrating. Text me about the live stream and we'll put it together. Sounds good. Do you want to do a daytime live stream or the regular Saturday night live stream? Think about that and I'll message you. I can't wait to have a sign on me for disability for relief. Okay. I can see that point too. Tanya says some people can be really rude when you have a disability. I guess they figure they're better than you because they don't have disabilities that they want to admit to. I think that too. I got really mad at someone. I was out shopping at a really nice store, which I didn't get to do that often, okay? But I had just had the surgery for my foot drop. So I was on a walker, and there was this guy who was being so rude at the store. He was another customer, but he was just like, he was awful. He would like walk in front of me when I was going forward with the walker and just stop. Or he would get like over to the side of me and he'd go, and he just kind of huff and puff when I was looking at stuff and just being obnoxious. So yeah, they can definitely be rude. Yeah, my disability has been hidden, Gayle, so I'm so over that. Sure. Yeah, I hear you. Because I have a mild brain injury too, and that's why I have the epilepsy ever since then. And, I was already having some processing problems before having COVID, and COVID has made everything worse. But the COVID fog comes and goes. I mean, it's so sporadic. Like, I may go through a day or even 2 or 3 days where I just don't function well, and then have another 2 or 3 days where I got no problems. But, the head injury doesn't go away. That's always there. And that's why, like, when I'm live streaming at home in my kitchen, and some of you all have commented before about having tags on my kitchen doors so I can remember, like, where my glasses are, for example, or where my plates are and my pots and my pans. So it's just one of those things. And in the trailer, oh my gosh, I just hunt for things in the trailer. But the nice thing about the trailer is, like, my cabinet doors all have frosted glass so I can see behind the cabinet doors to know what I've got in there. And then, like, in the van, my pride and joy, I use clear totes to put things in the van. So I have to remember, like, which side of the van everything's in, but I can see through those clear totes and know what's there. So, and let's see. Do both Saturday night and daytime live streams. I can see about doing that. I did daytime for a while, but then it got to be difficult with the traveling, but I can still, just because of finding internet. But that's something I can look into again. I swear I get fogged too, Gayle. Isn't it a pain? It's awful. Right, Gayle, we can't keep up with the head injuries. That's where my stupid comments come from. I don't see any stupid comments from you, but if you say so, I'll take your word for it. But I haven't seen any so far. Yeah, the service dogs are great, except for people don't see the boundaries like they would with a walker or a wheelchair. That is true. Oh my gosh, that is true. And I have found a way to help with those boundaries that people seem very, very receptive to. And that is, I have these little cards that, well, not little, they're probably like about 1/4 of a sheet of paper. And I make them individually, and I put Pipsy's paw print on it. And when I'm out and somebody, usually a child, says, "Hey, can I pet your dog?" I have to say, "No, I'm sorry. Those are the rules that I was given and I can't break it. But would you like to have a pawtograph?" And I take his paws and make several of these at a time, because you got to. And I take his paws and I dip it in paint, and I put one on each one of those papers. And on the paper is a little thing saying, "Hey, as an ADA trained service dog, I get to go most of the places that Mom gets to go," and things like that. So it does a little bit of education. But people have been so receptive to that. We were in Santa Fe at a church. It's the one with the mystery staircase, Loretto Chapel. And there were some kids there, and they were really pretty disappointed that they could not pet him. And I was like, I'm so sorry. These are the rules I was given. I can't break it. Then I offered them the potograph, and the mom looked at it. She's like, oh, thank you. And I said, well, I hate that they can't pet them. I hope this will help them understand. And she's like, oh, this is great. This is better, because it does help them understand, because I've got a little educational blurb on there, and it gives them something tangible to walk away with. So I'm saying no, but I hope I'm saying no in a right way, in a helpful way. So yeah. Let's see. Geez, Gales, you have 100 more subscribers in such a short while. On this channel? Yeah, I have picked up a few. I don't know how, but welcome. To those I love the most, I guess. Thanks, love. Okay. Right, the invisible needs that are one step away from wheelchairs and walkers. Okay. Women's Station Channel says she was thinking about getting an emotional dog. Emotional support dogs are great, but here's the thing. They can't go with you. They only help with like you can get a paper that helps with like them being in housing and so forth, but they don't have the training that a service dog does. They're a lot less expensive, but consider you might want to, I don't want to get too much in your business, but you might want to consider going the route of an actual service dog, because they are task trained to help you with what you need, where an emotional support animal, it loves you. And that's okay. I'm not saying that, I'm not downing people who have emotional support animals. I just think that sometimes people get them who would benefit from a service dog, and just look, it can make a big difference. And then the dog can go with you. So like if you're out at the mall and you have a panic attack, the dog will be trained to kind of mitigate that. Or like with me, when I was in college, I would get turned around in the building and not be sure like which way to go. And I could tell Tomlin, show me out. And he would take me to the entrance that we came in from. I did have to always use that specific entrance that he knew to go to. But he could show me out, and then I could breathe, because, you know, knowing how to get out of the building is kind of important. And yeah. So I'm just suggesting that might be something you want to check into. And there's some agencies that will provide them for free that are out on the West Coast. I've got some notes on it. So let me see if I can find it in my notes, and I'll get you the name of that agency. Yep, I have a part. I have partial seizures, but they call partial seizures, and sometimes you can't tell they're happening on the outside. That's true. Stellar Piper has absent seizures, and you don't always know with her. Sometimes if she's having, like when she was younger and she was having a lot of them, you know, you could tell if you knew her. But then like at school, they had problems figuring it out. But anyway, the school was just public schools. I'm not going to go there. Not this time. This be the area where the emotional support animals don't have yes, they are different categories. Either is good. Okay, or a premiere. Okay, we can record ahead of time and do a premiere if you'd rather. That's totally fine. I have seizures on my own that no one will ever detail for me medically. Yes, Gayle, congrats. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, having the seizures, like Stellar Piper and some other people that I know that have had seizures that weren't apparent all the time have had to go in for like 3-day and 5-day EEGs to try to catch the seizures. They're so frustrating. And you have all the goop in your hair and you just, you feel awful, but the doctors get the information that way. So that's a blessing. Let's see. We know a place where you can get your service dog. We do. We do. It's a wonderful place. It is $5,000. It does require 2 weeks in Kansas or a week in Kansas, depending. Yeah. I understand that too. Yeah, it's frustrating. Hey, Weaves World is in here. Hey, Weaves World, how are you? Good to see you. So yeah, with an ESA, you'll have to have a doctor sign. Also with a service dog, you'll have to have somebody sign. And y'all, Weaves World, I'm just going to give him a plug here. He did one live with like a mega Halloween thing that he did, and it was pretty cool. And he did some shout outs for his subscriber of the month and stuff. So he does some pretty neat stuff over there at Weaves World. So I'm just going to say you might want to check him out sometime. And Weaves World, I don't know if you're in our group over on Facebook. I'm going to type the link in here. Because you might want to consider joining us over there too. We're a good group. And let's see. No, don't give up. Okay, let's see if we can do that for you. Thank you, Tanya. Oh, I forgot to say that. Oh, Tanya's got my back tonight. Thank you, Tanya. I always forget to say that. Yes. And do subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you see this on a replay later, do subscribe because that really helps. Tanya says she likes the idea of a premiere because then one or both of us could begin the audience and be able to like answer questions or anything like that. Yeah, we can definitely do that. You just had an EEG and they weren't able to pick up any information. Yeah, that just means that you're okay at that moment of time in the doctor's office. You know, I like the long EEGs. They're a pain, but you know, if they do it over a week, they've got more opportunities to find stuff. Don't let your brain eat. Got you. We can try. I wonder how good those were, Tanya. Actually, I think that was one that found my brain injury. Gotcha. Found you, Weaves. Excellent. I'm talking with a friend of mine about when we move, and I have that. I have a big craft room and a space for storage about expanding my craft business. That'll be good. You may have to get, if you're in a tiny house, you may have to work on getting like a storage shed moved onto the property or something. And making up other kinds of wreaths and styles that we haven't played with yet. And then maybe like gifts in a jar and stuff like that. That sounds cool. Well, Gayle, you're knowledgeable. I don't know that I'm so knowledgeable. Any knowledge I have has come from the school of hard knocks, and you know how that goes. And I think too, I got a general stubbornness. I was talking to this guy yesterday, and we were at this park. He was so cool. He was like, really, he was a super cool guy because he was out kite surfing. And that was like the coolest thing. I'd never really seen it in real life. So I was super stoked. And he was out doing that. So he's kind of sailing across the grass some. Super cool. But he has injured his knees in the past. And I got to talk to him. And one of the things we were talking about was like this, the general stubbornness of figuring out how to live your life when you've got a disability and how there's just power in saying, I am too stubborn to let the disability get the best of me. And so the whole idea of like staying home, it's like people ask me, they're like, okay, you have epilepsy, you've got brain fog, you have problems walking, and you get turned around. What in the heck are you doing? Like driving to Alaska or going to New Mexico or any place else, taking the bus trip to New York and stuff. What are you doing that? What if something happens? And my answer is, what if something happens and I'm at home by myself and my husband's at work? What do I do then? If I'm out traveling, something might happen, but I might be around people. If I'm home, locked in my house, waiting for something, it's like, where is your quality of life if you're just sitting at home waiting for the next shoe to drop? When you can be outside, whether it's going to the store or taking a trip or going to the next town or going to a park in your city. Why stay home in these four walls and let the walls keep closing in? If something's going to happen, it's going to happen. And so we got to talking about that. And it's like, so I think there's some stubbornness that makes you want to seek out information more and educate yourself on things. So, yeah, stubborn can be a wonderful quality. There you go. Right? It could happen anywhere. Yep, Tanya, that's what I figure. Gayle was going out camping alone. Yep. And, there are even ways, like if you're going to go out camping by yourself, there are even ways that you can handle it. So if something happens, you can punch a button and emergency services, rescue services will come and find you. There is this thing called a spot GPS that you can actually hook your phone up to, and you can send out little blasts with that, and it contacts people at home and says, I'm fine, just to like do little quick check-ins during the day. But at the same time, it's got the emergency button that you can press, and it works off of military satellites and helps you get pinpointed. So it works most of the places around the world. So if you're going camping and you're really afraid of something happening, you can get one of those spot GPS units and pay the fee for, the contact, the wireless service that, like I said, works off the military satellites and stuff, and they'll come find you. So, there's that way of mitigating the disability to answer the what if question. So yeah, okay, I'll get off my high horse on that. So anyway, figure out camping going alone. Peter Parker, why do they put a fence around the graveyard? Answer, people are dying to get in. Ha ha. Yeah, they actually do it to keep vandals out, but that works too. Okay, Women's Station Channel. I get stronger when I push myself. I'm worse when okay, yeah. There's, even just like going to a park in your city can just help, even if it just helps for a couple of hours. And I know if you're like me, sometimes you have to go through the angst of, I want to go, but I don't want to go. And I want to go, but it's so much trouble to go. And it would be nice, but it's kind of cooler than I want, and you just talk yourself out of it. But at least you're going through the process and thinking about going out and going through that process. So that I think for me, when I think about it later, I'm more likely to say, yeah, I'm going to go to the park today, or yeah, I'm going to drive to Alaska today, that kind of thing. Which next summer, yay, if all goes well, I'm going to be hitting the road for Alaska again. So, I should bring an alert. Thanks, Gayle. Yeah, it's called Spot GPS. It's a really cool little thing. Do you have a good link for that, Gayle? I think I do in my bookmarks, so let me find it. Yeah, it should be in my bookmarks. So I'll look. If I don't get it for you by tomorrow morning, remind me, okay? Mentally is helpful to push yourself as well. You can disable yourself by how you think about yourself. Yeah, I think so. And I think you can just make yourself worse that way. Yeah. Yep, I smell the flowers in the park now when I walk by. This helps so much. Good. Oh, you had one and got annoyed with it? Was it a spot GPS or was it for like local stuff only? As part of the reason Katie and I talked about moving in together, he's recovering from a large battle with cancer and I have seizures that are a problem. Good idea. You know, and that's a good way to, you know, not just take care of yourself, but to support each other. Okay, I'll have fun. One day I'll hopefully be able to help you someday with my new home to help bring things to Alaska. That would be cool. I am so stoked about it. And Valerie Reese is hopefully going to, and she is collecting things for me to take, school supplies and so forth. So I'm super stoked. And a large part of the reason why I drive to Alaska is to take things, that they can use on the mission site. And so it saves on shipping because I've got to take, I'm going to go to Alaska most likely anyway. So I take the amount that I would be using to fly and I put that toward the trip. And now that I've got Pipsy, I would get another seat. So that's 2 tickets, and the amount of 2 tickets on the trip really helps with the good old, you know, just putting it in gas instead of airlines. And food at home and food on the trip, you got to eat either way you go. So groceries here versus groceries there. And then I get to take the team stuff, and it winds up saving them quite a bit of money. Like one year it saved like $1,500, they estimated, because they don't have to put their bags on the airplane unless they want to. They can send some stuff with me. And so they don't have the extra bag. I get to take like the school supplies and stuff that Valerie is getting. I get to take those, whereas shipping would be a little bit cost prohibitive sometimes. And we get to take the gloves and the goggles and some of the safety equipment and the large first aid kit. And then last time I went, somebody was like, oh, well, if you're driving, I'll buy all the non-perishable stuff for the trip. And so once we got up there, we only had to buy like the meats and the eggs and the bread and things like that were perishable. So it wound up saving a lot of money. So anyway, it's so cool. I'm so excited. But we'll be talking about that more closer to time. I'll be bouncing up and down about it. And I'll be going in the van to, not in the trailer. So anyway. So yeah, I'm super stoked. Anyway, yes, Valerie's still here. Yay! We're meeting up in a couple of weeks so I can bring Gayle some stuff I've collected. I need to free up room in my craft room. Yay! And I'll just take those on to the church in the storage space that they're designating for the trip. I'm so excited. And I know it's not even here yet, and I'm so excited because the people up there have such a can-do attitude. It's like when you go up there and you talk to people, the glass is like always halfway full. It's just not halfway empty. And they're very involved in things in the community. And I love that. I just freaking love that. So anyway, I'll hush about that. Tanya says it was a local and it was a medallion that I had to wear. And I just kept bumping it on things. It was annoying to have the thing around my neck that would go off if I bumped it. Gotcha. Women's Station Channel says, I have an insulated home with this RV with a shower, fridge, electric, hopefully off grid. I could feed everyone and keep you warm. That is cool. She says she has a lot of things going on. Yep. I tell you, putting solar on an RV is really pretty tough. So, because the battery bank has to be so big, you know. But yeah, I've got it on the van though, and I freaking love it. Hey, if you guys are coming through Missouri, let's do a meetup. Absolutely. I don't know which way I'm going. I have no clue. Somebody is going to go with me, so the amount of time they have for the trip will impact where I get to go. But if possible, I'm probably going to want to go through New Mexico so I can see my grandbaby. And that, you know, but I can still probably swing through. I'll just have to look at a route again. At least on the way back, if not on the way up. Woo! Like, where do you even store 1,000 pair of socks? That's crazy. Wonderful, but wow. And Women's Station Channel says, sound great, Tanya. This is where I would be going out of my comfort zone, but I do want to visit friends across the country. Can I park in your yard? Tanya says, sure. They do this, Gayle, at Incredible Homes. I'm so excited for you. My yard is your yard when I get my yard. There you go. Yay. Well, you've got a second one too. Way out here. I could fit many pairs of socks one day. There you go. Yeah. Well, I tell you all, we have just blown right past the 1 hour point. It has been great talking to you. I'm so sorry for the problem earlier. So frustrating. But it looks like we got it straightened out. At least pretty much. And I will, I'll see about doing a video on this bottle so y'all will have clearer pictures of what it's like. Because I gotta tell you, I'm really super stoked about it. And this is what they call red, but it looks more orange to me than red. But if you go to my Amazon store, which I think is down below, it's linked in there. You just go to the camping area and you'll be able to see that this bottle, they called it red, and it is not red, at least not in this light. It's so funny. So anyhow. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you got to be here. It looks orange. I saw the link on your Amazon. Is it not crazy? Does it not look red or really dark pink on Amazon? But it's just not looking that color in this light at all. You know, I really kind of don't mind because I didn't get it for the color, but I just think it's funny. Anyway, what can I do? Yeah, it does look orange. You can park your tiny house. Gayle can park the RV. Who else is coming over? There you go. There you go. Although I'll probably just bring the van. I like my van. It's compact. You notice the descriptions at Amazon are off. They are sometimes. They are. And this is one of them. So, all right, you all. Thanks again for Valerie saying it looks peach. Yeah. It is. It's more of a peach or an orange. So, yeah. Women's Station Channel says she likes compact too. Yeah, it's nice. I like my van. That's part of what I was talking to the guy about yesterday too. So, anyway, he was just a neat guy to talk to. Anyhow, thank you all again so much for hanging out and putting up with all these tech glitches and everything that makes me want to pull my hair out. And, remember, it's always about hashtag be Bodacious on this channel, which means you're not going to let life get in the way of living. And that is so cool because it is so much of what we talked about tonight, just going out there and being you and being the best you can do. So I will talk to you all soon. Take care. It has been wonderful, wonderful seeing you all. So take care and have a good night, okay? Good night.